Hello there, it's Diorama Don here, and today's video is something that I've done before. And it was over a year ago when I first started making YouTube videos, and there was only like a few hundred people that watched the video, so maybe now 18 months, almost 18 months on, it might reach a few more viewers. Okay, that's the reason I'm doing this a second time. So it's how to make a brick wall. So I'll give you a very close-up look. So it's a 1/35 scale brick wall, and I make it using tile grout. That's all I use. There's nothing else that I use. Some people use styrofoam for making something like this, but I think this is more realistic. Of course, it's up to you. Okay, anyway, never mind. Let's get on with the video, and I will show you how I go about making a brick wall. So I'm going to use 2mm cardboard, which is the material I tend to use probably all the time. 2mm thick, as you can see. The reason being, you can very easily cut out windows and doors and make whatever shape building that you desire from 2mm cardboard. And with a hot melt glue gun, it will stick anything together to make up a three-dimensional building. But what you need on buildings is either stone or brick. So what we're going to do is build a brick wall onto my cardboard. So the first thing we need to do is, with some wall filler, they call it wall putty here, but it's wall filler from your DIY store, just a little tiny bit in one of those, and add some water just for ease of painting. You need to water it down so that you can paint it. As it is at the moment, it's a very thick consistency for filling holes in walls. That's what it's for. But with a little bit of water, you're able to use it as a paint. So same piece of cardboard, and I've just put a layer of wall filler over the top. That seals the cardboard, and it gives a much better base for the bricks to adhere to. Okay, so this could be anything. This could be a house, a factory, any kind of building at all. So this is just an example then of what you can do. Okay, so we've got the base of what to put the bricks on. So now we need to make the bricks. So again, DIY store or any ceramic tile distributor, floor or wall ceramic tiles. They will supply you with the adhesive to stick the tiles to the ground or the wall, and they also supply you with this stuff, and it's grout. And this is the stuff that goes in between ceramic tiles, the stuff in between. So you will readily be able to get this from DIY stores. Very inexpensive, and you get a big bag for not much money. Okay, and what it is powdered brick. Basically, that's what it is. So if we're making bricks, what better thing to use than this? So we'll put some in. I think that's about enough. Now we just need to add a little, doesn't take too much. Doesn't take too much water. Mix it up. Now you can see that's just not quite enough water. So we only need just a little bit more to make it into the paste that we need. If anything, That's maybe just a little too much water. Okay, so that's what we've got now. And just for added strength, this white PVA glue, just a drop. That's all we need. Mix that in. That's going to make the bricks stronger. And because they're so small, they tend to break quite easily. So this PVA glue will adhere them better. So if anything, in fact, it is a little too runny. So just a bit more powder. Oh, that's a bit more like it. So it's that kind of consistency. Okay, now we've got that mixed. Now we need, you can use a piece of glass, or I've cut a ceramic tile in half. So I've got the smooth finish of a ceramic tile there. Something that this won't stick to. So any very, very smooth surface that it won't stick to. And then all we do is plonk it on the ceramic tile. Like so. Okay, now I've put a 2mm, well, the same cardboard that I use here. I've put a border of 2mm card all the way around, so that I know when I spread this over, I've got a shuttering, if you like, of 2mm there, so I know the depth is going to be the right size. Okay, maybe just a bit too much. So all I've got to do is draw my ruler across the two pieces of card either side, and I know now that that's going to be 2mm deep, which is one of the sizes that we need for the brick. So 8mm by 4mm by 2mm. Just one more pass and that'll do. So what we need to do now is wait half an hour. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I've got a piece that hasn't quite mixed. It doesn't matter. That's okay. So I'm going to wait half an hour for that to go off a little bit, and we'll do the next bit. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, this is half an hour later, and it's still quite sticky to the touch, so it's not quite ready for cutting yet. But what you can do is, with the back of a washing up sponge, is just lightly tap, just to rough the surface area up, so that it gives you, when you cut your bricks, it will give you a rough surface. You don't have to do this, you can have just an ordinary smooth surface brick, but I think this makes the brick look better. Okay, so we've just roughed the surface up a little bit, that's all. Okay, now I've got to wait probably another hour, maybe more. Hour and a half or so, and then I'll come back and we'll cut the bricks. Okay, so it's 1 hour later, and I've just started. It's just gone off so that it's not sticky to the touch. It is just a fraction sticky, so maybe I should wait another 20 minutes or so, but I think it'll be okay. So I've started cutting the grout 4mm wide that way. So we've got our 2mm thick, and we've got our 4mm wide that way. And then when I've gone all the way across here for every 4 millimeters. I'll turn it round and cut for every 8 millimeters, and that will give me the size of a 35 scale brick. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this like this. It's not. Give me a minute. Whoa. There we go. So 4 millimeters. You'll have to excuse. There we go. I can do this very much quicker without a camera in front of me. So it's not quite a slower process as I'm making it out. Okay, so I've got to go all the way down there and then all the way up there, every 4 millimeters, turn it round and do exactly the same thing, 8 millimeters that way. If you're not sure about the size of the brick, this is a 135 scale soldier model, and you've just got to imagine his little tiny hand picking up a brick. Okay, so that's going to be round about, I mean, if you're holding a brick, your hand's going to be like that to pick it up. So it's round about the right scale. Doesn't want to be any bigger, certainly not any bigger than this. It's why you can't do this for if you're making like a train set, 00 or HO scale. You'd never be able to make the brick small enough for that scale. But for 135, it's just about doable doing it this scale. So, okay, that's the size of the brick we need. 4 millimeters apart, and then 8 millimeters across that way, and then I'll allow it to dry another probably 3 or 4 hours, and then I can scoop up all my bricks ready for making my brick wall. So I'll be back again in 3 or 4 hours time. So about 2 hours have passed now, and I've started already, but you can now ease off the bricks quite easily, and it's very satisfying thing to do. I'll just do this side. And they come off quite easily. So now we've got a pile of 135 scale bricks. There's one. They're not really ready to use yet. They're still just a little bit damp, but having released them from the base there, they'll dry a lot more quickly. So a few more hours really for them to dry out properly, and then I can start laying the bricks. Okay, so I'll probably leave them overnight now, and we'll start to do the brickwork next. So a few hours later, and my bricks are all dry now, so ready for making the brick wall. And I've done some already. So what we need is a line of PVA glue along there, and then you're going to be able to see. Put each brick in like so. Now, I'm not going to say this is an easy job. Are you seeing this okay? Yeah. And it's not a fast job by any means. But if you've decided that your hobby is model making, then this is what model making is all about. if you decide to buy a resin kit, take the easy way out, well, that's fair enough. But this is this is model making at its finest. You will get to know each brick personally as you're doing this. There we go, there's almost another row done. Get in. So I'll stop there. So you can see we're starting to get what is looking like a brick wall. I'll leave this to dry now overnight. I'll do a bit more, leave it to dry overnight, and then come back and we'll put the mortar in between. Okay, so the following day now, and everything is dry, and it's all nice and set. I appreciate that the way that these are made, they're very brittle and can break extremely easily, even with the PVA glue. But once they're stuck onto whatever application you're using, this case cardboard, once they're stuck on there with PVA glue, they are rock hard. They are as brick, or they are as lifelike as brick as you are going to get. So there we are, there's my brick wall. So what we need to do now is put some mortar in between the bricks. So I've mixed some grey grout, so exactly the same material that I made the bricks from, but this time a different colour. And I'll just put that all over the surface, and it will naturally fill in the gaps between the bricks. I need a bit more water actually. That's better. Just talk amongst yourselves. Doesn't take long at all. The actual process of everything is very short. It's the waiting for things to dry. You just have to arrange to do other things while you're waiting for things to dry. And there we go. There, lovely. So with a damp sponge, water and sponge, all we need to do now is take the surface off. If I can hold it. And slowly but surely a brick wall will appear. Okay, so we've got our mortar between our bricks now, and we need to let that dry once more, which won't take long, half an hour or so. I think that's about as much as we're going to get off. Okay, so I'll leave that to dry, and then we can do what we want with it. We can scrape off the surface of some of the bricks. We can paint over other bricks just to make them a slightly different colour. But I'll wait until that's dry before I decide what to do with them. Okay, so I'll be back in one moment. Okay, everything dry now. And well, all I've done is painted one or two of the bricks a darker colour, That's the only paint that I've used. Just painted a little bit of black on it and then rubbed it off with my thumb, just to darken a few of the bricks. What you can do, if you like, if I can choose one, we'll do this one. You can just take the top off, just to show that it's a broken piece of brick just come off the front there, just to give it a texture, if you like, a difference throughout the brick. So that there we are, one brick wall. Okay, so you could use styrofoam. I know that's the thing to use these days, and if you are making a stone wall, then I would say, okay, maybe styrofoam is might be a better option. But if you're making a 1/35 scale model, and for most scale modelers it is 1/35 scale, then the bricks don't need to be bigger than this, and you would be hard pressed cutting into styrofoam, making bricks as small as that. Then you've got to ease out what you've cut to make a kind of gap between the bricks. I just feel that for bricks, if you want a realistic brick wall, then I don't think you could do better than this method. There are modelers out there saying, oh no it isn't, but I think it is. Okay, so I would say that's a better representation of a brick wall than with styrofoam. The problem is, if I made a video with styrofoam, I'd probably get 50,000 views. And now that I've made this like this, I'll probably get my usual 300 or 400 views. Not that I'm a bitter man. Yes, I am a bitter man. For some reason, I don't know why, YouTube don't like me. Every time I put a video up, 300 views, then it just stops. You get no more. Everybody else gets thousands. Anyway, maybe it's me, I don't know. So there we are. I'll leave it with you. You can try it yourself. I know it's time consuming, but once you've done a few, and you've done it a few times, it does become easier and quicker, and the results are better. Okay, so thanks very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I really need that. I really need the subscribers. And click the like button, and I've also initiated the thanks button, so up to you. Support the Starving Model Makers Association. Okay, thanks a lot anyway. See you in the next video, and as always, I wish you the very best of happy modelling.